Hey guys, it's me, your girl Stasia Star. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, then be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. But if you're coming back for more, what's up and what's good? So today's video is going to be a little bit of a girl talk, a little bit of a girl chat, Stasia speaks energy, but I'm going to talk to you why rejection is a blessing. This is the video about how me being rejected in numerous ways in my life helped me to find my self-worth and my self-value. So you better be able to tune in, get your drink. It's about 80 degrees in Boston today. So I'm feeling good, feeling great, and let's jump right in. Why rejection is a blessing and how it helped me find my self-worth. So I've been rejected in so many ways in my life, whether it be from schools, whether it be from like opportunities, whether it be from romantic partners. I have had a lot of rejection in my life, and each time I was rejected, I was put on a better path, even if at the time I could not realize such. Growing up, I was a performer. I act, sing, dance, rap, what have you. I was always on stage and modeling, so I got very used to being rejected at auditions, being rejected from dance schools. It was something that I got very used to, just being a performer. It did bother me when I was a kid because for a long time I felt like I just wasn't good enough because I would get a lot of no's. But anyone who's in the entertainment industry knows that you get way more no's than you get more yeses. Being a performer and like going to auditions and getting no's, what it did do for me is that the more I would hear a no, the less like personal I would take it. So I got very used to being rejected from opportunity at a young age just from being a performer. In relation to like relationships and from men, I never really got rejected. I usually always had guys like really like me, be really into me. And then when we would date, maybe they would become like an asshole. I never really ever had a moment except for maybe like one time in my life when I was very thirsty for somebody. And we're just gonna skim through this story very quickly, and I want to tell you guys how this experience pushed me into becoming my best self and loving myself fully, okay? So there was this guy that I had known for a while, and I really liked him. Like, I liked the way he looked, I liked the way he smelled, I liked the way he dressed, I liked what he did for work, I liked the car he drove, I liked the way he held his personality, his house. I liked everything about him down to his zodiac. Like, I just liked him. Like, I just liked him so much. Like, I liked his outer. Like, I felt like he was the guy that like when people would see me that they thought like, oh, Anastasia should be with somebody like that. So I liked the image in my mind that I created of this person. This was somebody I knew from a very young age, from when I was a teenager, right? And when we first met, like, this boy was on my back. Mind you, he was older than me, but he was on my back. And at the time I was young, so I was like, I'm out here living my life, like I ain't worried about you. Like, I liked him, but I was a young girl, so I didn't really know. I wasn't looking for anything too serious because I didn't know what I was gonna do next in life, you know? I was young as shit. So we had dated or whatever, and when I was young, like, I realized like quickly, like, you know, like, he's kind of a playboy, like he has a lot of girls in his energy, he's older than me. I ended up moving out of Boston, I moved to California, so it's kind of like, we wasn't like meshing or whatever, like not meshing, but it was like I was very wrapped up into music and my own thing, and like we were just in two different places in our lives. Like, I was just going into my 20s, he was older, so it was like, you know, and I knew he talked to a lot of girls, you know, so I was just never really taking him that seriously, even though I really did have feelings for him. And I do think at some point he had feelings for me as well. Actually, no, I know he has feelings for me, okay? But anyways, so time goes on, I come back from Cali, we link up again, but it's like when we linked up again, it was kind of like, you know, he was always like playing games. Like, he was somebody, like, he would come in my life, give me mad energy, love bomb me, and then when I would give him energy, he would start to fall back. So after a while, like in my early 20s, I just got sick and tired of the back and forth with him. And there's things that he doesn't know that I know about, like, other women, like things I saw, things I heard, things people told me, that I was just like, he probably was like, why is she not on my back like that? Well, it's because I knew you was fucking with other girls like that, and I've never been stupid, so I was like, I'm not about to, especially when I was younger, like my body was perfect, like I was in my prime, I was like, I'm not about to like cut off everybody for you when you're out here doing your thing. But I'm pretty sure he thought because I was so young that like he could have his life, which would have been very easy. But at the time I had older friends, like all my friends was like 27, and those girls would even tell me stuff about him. And so I was like, I'm not about to just be a little young thing that you see when you want to see and think I'm only going to be talking to you. Now, I wasn't messing or sleeping with anyone else, but I'm still going to date other guys. So I feel like the more he realized this about me, the more he was like, oh, but y'all, when I tell you guys, I used to tell my friends, like, I'm gonna marry him, like, this is the love of my life, this is my soulmate. Because I'm not gonna lie, we did have a dope ass vibe. Me and him vibed. I feel like when he was just being himself, like when it was just me and him, we would vibe. You know what I'm saying? But because I feel like he might portray to be somebody to people that I feel like he a little more weird, a little more quirky, and you know, we would vibe. Like we were able to just like enjoy each other's company. At least I thought this when I was younger, right? And so I know he cared about me, even though he has a weird way of showing it. So when I was in my early 20s, I kind of got sick of like him canceling on me. I remember like my last straw was like I was waiting for him at like a station, a train station, and he was like, yo, I'm on my way, and he took like 45 minutes, y'all, and my ass is like 21 years old. My ass sat there, 21 years old. My ass sat there waiting for him. And after a while, I was like, you know what, I'm always waiting on him. He's always canceling on me. I'm leaving. So I got up and got on the train, right now. Let me go back a little bit. In the beginning, let's call him Ryan. In the beginning, Ryan was like very loving, attentive, all on me, do anything for me, take me out. I'm around his friends. We did the whole Instagram picture shit, or he put himself on my Instagram. Like we was boot up, at least I thought, until I started finding out about other girls and having bitches hit me up from his phone, like some other wild shit. Ryan, because I know you be watching me. Anyways, hey. So anyways, this boy or whatever, you know, I just liked him so much, and he knew I liked him too. He knew I liked his ass. And you know, I was around when he was up, when he was down, when he moved around, when he got different whips, when he went from like dope ass apartment to like a bedroom, you know, like a 1-bedroom type of shit, or like renting a room. I was still fucking with him because I really cared about his ass, right? I was so sweet to him. Like I remember I brought him food on Thanksgiving. It's like the more I showed Ryan love, the more he like got cold, if that makes sense. I don't know if he was like, oh, I got her, I don't gotta do too much. As a grown woman now, like I could peep game, but as a young girl, I was just like, what did I do to make him act different, right? So back to the story. When I was waiting at the train station, I'm waiting there for like 30-45 minutes. He don't show up. My ass went and got on the train to go back home. And mind you, this was like one of the last stops on the train system in Boston, so I was not close to my crib. So right when I got on the train, why does boy text me like, oh, I'm here? And I'm like, was you in the parking lot waiting and saw me? Like, you was in the area, you playing games? And so after that, I was like, yo, I'm sick of this nigga. Block. You know, he left me a few messages like, Anastasia, call me back. Block him. 21 years old. Move on with my life, right? Move on with my life. So time goes on. In my mid-20s, I'm in a whole new relationship. I'm living with my man at the time. I completely forgot about Ryan. And I think like he unfollowed me on everything, on Instagram, Snap, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, what have you. Like I couldn't find him on social media, but I was so wrapped up in my relationship. And one thing about me, I'm a very loyal person. Like I do not cheat. I was very into my man at the time. We lived together, and that's who I wanted to be with. So I forgot about Ryan, but I always like had a little thing, a soft spot for him. And I feel like he knew this. I feel like he knew that I had a soft spot for him in the back of my mind. Like I always like loved him. I just always did. I don't know what it was. I was just very drawn to him, very attracted to him. He's very charming. And so I'm in my relationship. I'm like in my mid-20s. I'm probably like 24, 25, 23, 24. Probably really like 24 years old, I would say. And so me and my man at the time, we going through it. Like we quickly realized we're not good for each other. We arguing all the time. We're not even having relations with each other. It's literally like we lived together for a year. Then I ended up moving out and moving back in with my mom's. And so I'm like 24, 25 years old right now. We not chilling with each other. Like me and my ex at the time, we would go through like 2-3 weeks without talking. And mind you, I was faithful the whole fucking time. And I would go through, never cheated on that man. I would go through because I was really in love with him and I was stupid. And we would go through all these long periods of not talking. And so during this time, Ryan starts following me again on Instagram, starts liking my pictures again on Instagram, slides into my DMs. And I was so wrapped up with my man, I wasn't even responding to his messages. But he had sent me a message like, let's go out for lunch. What's your number? How you been? And I was in so much bullshit with my man. It's like I knew it was over. So I was like, you know what? I always loved Ryan. Let me hit Ryan back, right? So give Ryan my number, right? And even though me and my man at the time were not being intimate, we were always arguing, and we both knew like it was pretty much over. You know when you're in a toxic relationship and it's at that point when you know it's over, you know it's done, but y'all still keep dealing with each other. It's like our lives were very much enmeshed and we were still like in this toxic cycle. One day I'm at my ex's house at the time and Ryan texted me. And my ex was like very like, not crazy in a bad way, but he's the type of dude, like, I was always mad that he was talking to girls and shit. I never wanted him to ever think that I was cheating. So Ryan texted me and I got so scared, I just blocked him. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm thinking, right? So in my mind, that's why I say to men, you keep playing with your lady, you keep talking to other women, playing games. She might not cheat on you if she a good woman, but she know who the fuck got next. And I was already ready. I was like, as soon as I'm away from this dude, as soon as I'm in my own spot, I'm about to go get my man. I'm about to go get right back with my man, right? So it took about a year for everything to really end. I had moved into my own apartment, and I'm like 25, turning 26, because I moved in September, and my birthday's in November. Soon as I move into my spot, I'm hitting up Ryan. What's up with you? Like, what's up? Like, I was ready. Like, I was ready to talk to him, right? So me and him started dealing with each other again, but this time it was like he was a different person. And I feel like now, I don't know if he was mad at me for maybe like in the past just ghosting him and stopped talking to him, but it was because he was talking to other girls. I never told him what it was. I just cut him off because I was like, I'm not finna play with you. But I'm pretty sure maybe he felt rejected. I don't really know what his fucking problem was. I don't know if he was mad that I had gotten into a relationship, but I wasn't very much ready for a serious commitment at 19, 20, 21 than I was at 24. You know what I'm saying? So the timing was off. So now that I was older and had my own spot, I'm like, yo, let's see if we still got this vibe. So we start chilling, and you know, my feelings came right back. Right back. Like, that boy is the devil. Once we start chilling again, we just, honestly, I'm gonna keep in. I know he probably was dealing with somebody else, because I know how he is. Like, he is somebody, like, if he wants you, he on your back, he on your body. And he wasn't on my body. And so I don't know if he was trying to get me back, like, bitch, I've been on your body for years, you about to learn a lesson. So in the process of such, I became very thirsty. Girl, when I tell you I was doing the most, like, I would hit him up, he wouldn't text me back for hours, if not days, if not weeks. Okay, I'm sending pictures. Like, I'm not even like a super sex kitten, but like, I mean, I am. But I had like really, like, I really got to the place like, okay, he doesn't want a commitment. Like, let's just casually have sex or casually date for now because I like him and maybe it will grow into something else because I feel like we have a connection. So I did the absolute most. Like, I was probably coming off as very thirsty. And mind you, I've never been like this, but it was like I couldn't take the rejection at the time. He would hit me up. When I would hit him back, he wouldn't respond. Like, he started being a real asshole. Like, I feel like maybe he was trying to get me back, but he took it too far. Like, in the process of him playing them games, he made me not like him no more. Like, there was times when we would be together and he would be very rude, like, just say really nasty things. And I'm like, is this who you really are? Or are you just mad at me? Or maybe somebody else has your attention. If he would have just kept it $150 with me, like, yo, I'm dealing with somebody else, I'm not really feeling you like that, I would have been like, word, like, you know. But I feel like the way he was acting, like, ruined, I think, the connection that we had, because we always had a really good vibe. Like, honestly, before we even did anything, like, ever were intimate, we were like cool. Like, we used to talk all the time, like friends or whatever. And I was like, damn, like, you was like my homie lover friend, and now you being mad mean to me. But now I realize maybe I really hurt him, but I just didn't know, and he should have said something if that was the case. But then again, I was very young, okay? And at the time, I was really going through something because I had just got out of a toxic ass relationship. I had been through a lot in my personal life with my family. I had just moved into my spot. So I was really coming into my own building of pieces. And it's like, he shot me down. Like, he shot me down. It's like, I felt like he wanted to break me, like, bring me down. Like, there was a time he came to my spot and he was just picking everything apart. And he was like, oh, this is this and this and that. Like, he was trying to talk to me like I was mad broke. Like, I had tap water in my refrigerator when everybody knows Anastasia drinks alkaline. Like, I live right near Whole Foods. What are you saying? You know, it was just like he was being an uber dickhead, and I wasn't used to that because I've never known the rude side of him, and I felt like I never did anything intentionally or anything serious to him for him to be so fucking mean to me. Like, I just didn't understand why he was being so fucking rude. You know, like, my weight was up and down. I was, you know, still on my hormone therapy for my endometriosis, so I couldn't really maintain my weight. You know, I was just still getting settled in life and getting on my own 2 feet, and I just didn't expect for him to come at me like that. And so as time went on, like, it just got to, like, us really, like, I feel like him just treating me like I was some sort of hoe. And it was fucked up, because I'm like, this nigga, you know I'm not a hoe. Like, you know I'm not no hoe. Like, and I know you fucking care about me. Or at least I just feel like, why you being like this? You know? Maybe I was wrong. Who knows? But anyways, so I had gotten to a place, like, after that one time he came to my house, and, like, he shitted on my apartment. Like, he was just being a real fucking arrogant, dickhead, asshole-ass nigga. And I was so shocked because he was never like that. I'm like, damn, what happened to you? Like, did somebody play you? Because I never... Kind of like he knew I wanted him. So I feel like he kind of took advantage of that. Like, maybe, like, I'm about to make you feel like how you made me feel when you just stopped talking to me. But once again, I stopped talking to him because he was talking to other girls, and it was very obvious to me. And he just wasn't offering me a commitment. So I was like, what are we doing? Like, we literally spending almost every fucking day together. I'm staying at your crib when you're not there, and you're not asking me to be your girl. Like, I'm meeting your friends and shit. And I don't know. I just didn't, I don't know. I was young, so I probably was being very fucking stupid. But I just didn't understand what was going on. I really didn't understand. So I was like, you act like you like me, but then you know what, like, I didn't know what was going on. So during this time, after he left my house, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I'm not gonna hold nobody, and I'm not even mad at him because I feel like he's a little bit stalkery. If he watches this, I'm not even mad at you. Like, I'm very thankful, Ryan, for this that you gave me. You taught me how to love myself. I remember I said to him one time, I was like, I feel like you don't value me. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he, like, laughed, and he was like, like, I feel like you think that, I think that I don't value, like, some stupid shit. But I feel like that shit hit, because I was like, I feel like you don't value me. And I feel like the energy behind that was like, my nigga, like, you might not value me now, but you gonna want me fucking back. That was the energy I put out into it, because I was like, you know, this guy is treating you like you a hoe. And so because I had just come out of such a toxic connection, and this was somebody I always loved, like, I really took his opinion of me very, very seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that he was being so mean, I was like, damn, like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Like, maybe I'm not the shit. Maybe I don't deserve, like, a good relationship. Like, this is really how I started to feel. So after he left my house and was being a super asshole that day, I think I stayed in my bed in my house. Like, I didn't talk to nobody for like a few days, maybe a week, and I just cried. I felt like I was fat. I felt like I was ugly. I felt like I was broke, even though these were all, I mean, I was a little bit overweight. I could always get in shape, but I was still that bitch. The ass was fat. I mean, you were still hitting it, so clearly you liked it. Period. And I just felt like I wasn't good enough. Like, I felt like, oh my God, like, it's me, like, I'm terrible. And I remember I had a moment, like, I was so sad. It was really fucked up, y'all. Let me tell you this. I used to get on my knees and pray for this man, because I would just have a feeling that he was going through things in his life. I used to pray for him. I used to say, you know, God, like, I really care about this person. Even if he's not with me, even if he's going through something, I just hope that you bless him, because I knew he traveled a lot and he was alone a lot from what he told me. So I just wanted to make sure he was safe, you know, because I cared about him. So I used to pray for him all the time, like, on my knees, deep prayer. Because when I love somebody, when I love a man, I pray for that man. Whether or not we on good or bad terms, I pray for that man. And so I would pray for him all the time. You know, I'm a praying woman. And I feel like he was being so fucked up to me, but I was still sending mad love. And I feel like we can quote TLC, I keep giving love until the day he pushes me away. Okay? When I tell you, I genuinely like this nigga. Like, I didn't want nothing from him. And I'm pretty sure he got a little bit of money, but I was like, never asked him for no bread. Like, I genuinely liked him. Now, I don't know if he's ever really dealt with a chick who really liked him, who had a genuine, pure heart. Maybe, you know, he had his guard up, but you didn't need to take that shit out on me. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit hurt me. That shit hurt me bad. I'm not even going to hold y'all. This is very fucking liberating to sit here and say this now. But this shit really had me fucked up in a chokehold for a short amount of time. So I remember after I was crying, and I feel like my ancestors and God and my spiritual guides probably seen the fact that I was like pouring love into somebody who is being so mean to me. And the ancestors don't like that shit. God don't like when someone has a pure heart and you fuck with them. God does not like that shit, okay? And I got a pure fucking heart. So I remember in the midst of me crying and being in my fucking bed and feeling like I wasn't shit and I wasn't good enough and nobody would ever want me and like I was doomed. I remember I prayed to God and I was like, God, I just want to cut this cord. God, I want to release it. And it took me time and time of praying and praying and praying. And slowly but surely, I remember I wrote in my manifestation book, I said, I want God, I just want to be confident. I want to release any man from my life who does not deserve me, who is not worthy of me, who makes me feel like I'm less than. I kept doing it. I kept doing it. I kept saying it. I kept praying for it. I'll be in the shower doing my salt baths and my spiritual baths, and I would just pray for healing, and I stayed in therapy, and I kept taking time to myself, and I got back on my diet regimen, and I did my detox cleanse, and I just kept pouring into me, pouring into me, pouring into me, right? I took the energy away from him, of him trying to, of me wanting him to love me so much and see how bomb I was, and I started seeing that shit in my fucking self, period. I got so fed up with not liking myself that I was forced to love myself. I was forced to face myself and try to work through the things I didn't like about myself. I just kept slowly but surely having grace, and I just kept my prayer, and I just kept doing my manifestation to break the cord. And I would say it took me like a few months also. The last time we were intimate was like a few years ago, and I didn't have sex for a year after that. I didn't have sex for a year after that. I was like, I don't want to be intimate with anybody. I'm not ready to date. And during that time that I was celibate, I poured into me. I started really developing my business plan. I started thinking about what I wanted my brand to look like. I started doing my detoxes and trying to eat better so that I could lose weight. You know, I really started like loving on me. I just started loving on me, like loving on me again. Because ladies, sometimes you just like stop loving you, and I was not loving me. And the worst thing you could do is be clingy and thirsty. That just pushes a brother away, right? So time goes by like a year. We ain't talking. I ain't talking, and I'm literally at the point now where I'm like confident, and I'm like, yo, if we want to link up, we could do what we do. You know what I'm saying? But even then, I was like, whatever. So we would talk here and there, but it was still some bullshit. Like, it was just sexual. It wasn't going anywhere. And I was like, you know what, Anastasia, it's time to let this shit go. So I had like completely like really just like let it go, and was like, I'm just moving on with my life. The shit's done. The shit's dead. You know, maybe I was confused and thought it was something else. And I just started focusing on me again. And just thinking about what kind of man do I want. I want reciprocation. I want someone who values me. And I remember I wrote in my manifestation book exactly what I wanted in a man. And let me read it for you guys. And during this time also, like, I had became truly confident. I learned to accept my body through its ups and downs physically. I learned to accept my past. I learned to really do the work in therapy and really heal myself and see what was going on with me that made me want to keep dealing with someone who was disrespecting me and treating me like I was a fucking option, or like, you know, like I wasn't even good enough for sex. Like, beyond my body. Like, what was I thinking? I was crazy. I don't know what type of crack was out here. I don't know what I was doing, but I was acting crazy. And so I'm gonna read you guys what I wrote down on April 27th, 2021. Mind you, I wasn't dealing with this guy anymore, but at this time I started getting very clear about the man I wanted in my life. And I think it's so beautiful. And so I had gotten to a place in my life where I was like, I'm not looking for no man. Like, I'm focusing on me. Like, I'm the shit. You either gonna get with it or not. You either gonna deal with it. I don't need to change. I know who I am. So I basically wrote that, you know, my husband or my man would be over 6 feet. He's black. He's healing his traumas. He's spiritual. He's God-fearing. He's fit. He wants children. He comes from a good family, a loving family that's similar to mine. He's kind, loyal, honest, and emotionally available. He's faithful, patient, and we are sexually passionate and compatible. He's my equal. And that was in 2021, and it's 2022, y'all. And I got him. I found him. My baby. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because I really feel like the rejection pushed me to loving myself. And honestly, that man prepared me for my king. I had to get that fuck shit out. See, God will use a karmic man. God will use a low vibrational man. God will use a man who hurts you to prepare you for your king. Okay? See, I had to go through the cycle of someone making me feel like I was less than, because I had to be in my true vibration of self-worth to attract someone who values me, who appreciates me, who commends me, who's my partner, who pours into me, who loves my confidence, who's not intimidated by that. I had to go through the rejection to get my blessing. So ladies, in the midst of the storm, feel your emotions, but you will get over it. Every woman has a breaking point. God will pull you out of that. Keep your prayers strong. Keep your intentions pure. And one thing about me is I never, ever did nothing wrong to that man. I never cussed him out. I never called him talking shit. I left amicably. I was like, you don't want me? Cool. I'm going to do me. And so I think that's a beautiful story. I think that, you know, we probably were put in each other's lives for him to teach me how to love myself and know my value, because I don't think God makes you meet people for no reason. And I don't even have no ill feelings for the brother. I hope he does meet somebody, because I do think deep down inside, behind all that arrogant ass exterior, he probably is a good guy, right? But I feel like I was put in his life to show him pure love, and probably for him to see something with himself of how he could kind of be an asshole, you know? And so I feel like there's blessing and healing on all parts, and I'm always sending love and light because I'm happy. And even if I wasn't in a relationship now, I would still have been at a place where I was truly happy, because when I tell you, when I met my man, I wasn't even looking for a relationship. I was so wrapped up in me, yo. And that's just was the right time when it happened. So sending you guys love and light. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later.